The 1940s was a transformative decade for the film industry, marked by the turbulence of World War II and the subsequent post-war recovery. Comedy films of this era played a crucial role in providing solace, entertainment, and a sense of normalcy to audiences during these challenging times. The 1940s was a golden age for comedy films, marked by a rich diversity of styles and themes. The era produced some of the most beloved and influential comedies in film history. As we look back on these works, we not only appreciate their humor, but also recognize their role in shaping the comedy genre and creating a lasting impact on popular culture. Let us explore the specific landscape of 1941 comedy films, highlighting their significance, key themes, notable works, and influential actors and directors who left an indelible mark on the genre. In the process, we can identify the best comedy film of the year. We have 7 contenders. A nightclub singer, Sugar Puss O'Shea, Barbara Stanwyck, is afraid to be questioned by the police about her mobster boyfriend. She meets Professor Bertram Potts, Gary Cooper, a grammarian who is researching modern American slang. Bertram is fascinated by Sugar Puss's slang expressions and offers to hire her for a week. Sugar Puss happily accepts the offer when she learns that Bertram and his colleagues, a group of bachelors collaborating on an encyclopedia, are living together in a secluded residence. She now has a place where she can hide until the police complete their investigation. The film highlights a clash between repressed academicians and the uninhibited streetwise singer. A romance inevitably develops between Sugar Puss and Bertram. Buck Privates, which was one of the highest-grossing films of 1941, launched Abbott and Costello to stardom. The story involves 2 con men who mistakenly join the army. Many comedies of the 1940s incorporated wartime themes, often blending humor with patriotism. These films provided a humorous look at military life, espionage, and homefront activities, helping to boost morale. Hold That Ghost is one of the best comedy horror films of all time. Abbott and Costello play gas station attendants who inherit a haunted house. The Hollywood Reporter observed, "The laughs come so fast and furious that a great many lines are entirely drowned out. At one point, about half the audience was saying shh to the other half." The Lady Eve, which stars Barbara Stanwyck and Henry Fonda, is hailed as one of the greatest romantic comedies. Stanwyck plays a con artist who falls in love with her latest mark, a wealthy but naive heir played by Fonda. The film showcases Preston Sturges's sharp writing and direction. Here Comes Mr. Jordan, directed by Alexander Hall, combines elements of fantasy, romance, and comedy. The story begins with Joe Pendleton, Robert Montgomery, a boxer, flying his small aircraft to a match in New York City. Suddenly, a cable breaks off the tail section of the plane, and Joe is no longer able to control the aircraft. The situation is observed by an angel, Messenger 7213, Edward Everett Horton, who figures that it would be humane to retrieve Joe's soul before the plane crashes. The problem is that Joe was destined to regain control of the plane and avoid crashing. The angel brings Joe's soul to the afterlife before he realizes his mistake. Mr. Jordan, Claude Rains, a celestial supervisor, intervenes and informs Joe that his body has already been cremated, making it impossible to return to his old life. To rectify the error, Mr. Jordan helps Joe find a new body, eventually settling on that of a recently murdered millionaire, Bruce Farnsworth. As Joe inhabits Farnsworth's body, he navigates the complexities of Farnsworth's life while trying to pursue his boxing career and win the love of Betty Logan, Evelyn Keyes. The film explores the themes of fate and destiny. It highlights the idea that our essence and identity are not tied to our physical form. Joe struggles to adapt to his new identity while remaining true to himself. Montgomery excellently captures Joe's determination, humor, and resilience. Rains brings a calm and authoritative presence to the role of Mr. Jordan. His character serves as a guide and mentor to Joe, embodying wisdom and benevolence. Rain's performance adds depth to the fantastical elements of the story. Alexander Hall maintains a lighthearted tone while effectively addressing deeper themes, ensuring the story remains engaging and accessible. The film won Academy Awards for Best Original Story and Best Screenplay. The film's blend of comedy, romance, and fantasy has influenced numerous films and television shows. John L. Sullivan, Joel McCrea, has become successful in Hollywood for writing and directing slapstick comedy films. But the filmmaker is determined to make a serious social drama and arranges to travel the country as a tramp for inspiration. He believes that by experiencing poverty firsthand, he will be able to create a more authentic and impactful movie. During his journey, he experiences a number of life's hardships firsthand. At a diner, he meets a struggling actress played by Veronica Lake. The two become close as they travel together. The film is a meta-commentary on the film industry and the value of laughter, concluding that comedy is essential in troubled times. The film blends clever satire and strong social commentary. The Devil and Miss Jones has a clear, inciting incident. John P. Merrick, an irascible tycoon, is upset to open his morning newspaper and see a picture of his employees hanging him in effigy. The employees work at one of Merrick's department stores and are demanding that the store employees be allowed to join a union. Merrick goes undercover to investigate the labor unrest and potential union activity at the store. He wants to find out who is causing trouble among his employees and to quash the dissent. He assumes the identity of Thomas Higgins, an elderly shoe salesman, and starts working at the store. The film wraps socially relevant themes in humor. The film features strong performances by Jean Arthur and Charles Coburn. There is a link between The Devil and Miss Jones and Sullivan's travels. Sullivan hopes to experience the struggles of the downtrodden by immersing himself in their world. He encounters a range of people and situations that expose him to the realities of being poor. His adventure is marked by moments of comedy and danger. His experiences lead him to greater empathy and understanding of less privileged people. This is similar to what happens to Merrick, although Merrick starts out with a very different motive. The goal of the tycoon is to blend in with the workers, observe their behavior, and identify the ringleaders of the union effort. His undercover work exposes him to the everyday struggles and injustices faced by his employees. He befriends several workers, including Mary Jones, and starts to see the store and its operations from their perspective. Through his interactions with the employees, Merrick undergoes a transformation. He becomes more empathetic and begins to understand the workers' grievances. Merrick and Sullivan are both prosperous men who adopt disguises to interact with a lower class of people. Both characters undergo significant personal transformations as a result of their undercover efforts. It's amazing to realize that 7 masterpieces of comedy were created in a single year. While all of the films have their merits, I must decide which one is the best. In each case, we must consider the quality of the script, the performances, and the direction. But we must also consider a film's cultural impact and legacy. The Lady Eve combines sophisticated humor, sharp dialogue, and strong performances, making it a standout. Preston Sturges's direction and writing are often lauded for their wit and ingenuity. I believe that this is the film that most film historians would choose as the best comedy film of 1941. Here Comes Mr. Jordan has long been a favorite of mine. The film stands out for its imaginative plot, strong performances by Robert Montgomery and Claude Rains, and an engaging mix of fantasy and comedy. The film remains influential in the fantasy comedy genre. I truly love all of the films in this group, but I love Hold That Ghost the most. It is a fun film that keeps me laughing from beginning to end. I have seen the film dozens of times and still find the gags and performances as fresh and funny as ever.